Welcome to episode 4 of Delorean Shopper, and this time we have quite the controversy on our hands for the infamous painted Delorean. Dun dun dun. Everybody is up in arms about this. You know, stainless steel, that's what everybody wants to see. That's what the Delorean fans want to see. They want to see the stainless steel body. I have quite the show prepared for you. I've got a video of this car pulled. I've got some Facebook comments pulled, and I have the sales thread pulled. So it's going to be a long one. I guess we'll just quickly go into the description here before I give, too many crazy opinions on this. They have a really lengthy description. As always, I'll put a link to the sale in the description. Less than 2,000 original miles, original documentation, fully restored, with all parts being provided by Delorean Motor Company in Texas. So they're talking about Delorean Motor Company Houston. It says you don't see a red DeLorean every day. That's true, but if you have a DeLorean, you can paint it red. So it's only as rare as you want it to be. If you have a DeLorean and you want it to be red, you can paint it. That's why I would say it doesn't add anything to the value. The controversy is, does it take away? And I'm going to give maybe two sides to the argument, because I'm going to try to remain as neutral as possible on that, because it's really up to whoever buys this to decide. It doesn't matter what I think. It says the dealer was Hub Ford in Atlanta, Georgia. That's who painted it. The story that's often given in the DeLorean community about why cars are painted is that, they had so many cars when the factory, they were sitting unsold. They had so many that to move some of these cars, to get these things sold off the lot, people painted them, or dealers painted them, just to have some variety. So anyway, the owner was also from Atlanta. They purchased the car. At the time, only had 232 miles. The car was driven occasionally for the next 20 years, but mainly remained the staple of a private collection. In 2013, the owner did a comprehensive restoration in excess of $20,000. So yeah, if he took this somewhere to have it restored, and and paid for all that labor, didn't do it himself, yeah, it could cost $20,000, no doubt about it. All parts and components were purchased from Delorean Motor Company. Today, the car has only 1,600 miles on it. This car is not driven. That's probably why it needed $20,000 of service, to be honest. If it sat so much, the fuel system was probably all gummed up and needed to be cleaned out and rectified by whoever did the restoration. I can't tell what hood design this is. I didn't go through all the photos already, so I don't know. I don't see an emblem here, so it's going to be tough for me to tell by the first photo. Really, not much I can say. It's the silver wheels. It's not the gray wheels, so it's not an early car. Of course, we got the VIN staring me right in the face here. That could be helpful. VIN 3935. So yeah, it's not super early, but it's not late either. So I think in that VIN range, we should be seeing a grooved hood. Let's see here. Yep, grooved hood. Boom, nailed it right on the head. Yeah, and check this out, by the way. Sometimes you see painted cars, and they're not painted in the inside the door jambs. These looks like the door guides. Those are still silver, which is a good call, because those strike the strikers, and if you did paint those, it's not going to stay pristine for long. So leaving that is a good call there. Again, the car looks super good. I mean, the paint, say what you will, whether you think the paint should be there or not, the paint does look good. The job was done well, and being for as old as it is, it doesn't look like it has any wear on it. Being that this car was painted by the dealer, I guess we can go ahead and address one of the fears, is that if you buy a painted DeLorean, was it painted to hide damage? If this is indeed sold by or painted by the dealer, well then no, the answer is no, it's not to hide damage. It was to move the car off the lot. They had probably several of these, and they weren't selling. This one was there until 1987. They probably painted it to sell the car. So if you wanted to buy this and strip it down, that's totally doable if they are indeed being honest with what this car is. Strip this down, make it stainless steel, repaint the fascias, and you're good to go. How much labor that is to strip down, I don't know. I've never done it, but I imagine it's extensive. You're gonna have to get in there and with some stripper, and you're probably gonna have to regrain. Who knows how they prepped the surface? I don't know if they did any sanding or anything to get the paint to adhere, or you might find swirl marks under there from an electric sander. So you might have to regrain it once you get the paint off. But I suspect whoever buys this car, they're gonna leave it red. There's just no reason. It's already painted. It's already painted. Just go with it. I'm getting some thunder outside, so maybe the DeLorean gods are just rolling over up there in shame of this red DeLorean. I mean, it's just the red and the black looks so good together. I mean, some people are really throwing some shade at the way this thing looks. It doesn't look bad. I mean, it's just, it's what it could be, I think, that gets them. Everything on this car looks good. I think that when they painted this red, they even painted the bumper. That doesn't look like the bare plastic, so they probably painted that. Yeah, no, this looks really good. Taillight lenses are in perfect condition. Everything looks great on this. They've got a lot of photos. I'm trying not to get distracted by the other cars they have in the back, too. This one headlight on the far, all the way to the driver's side, looks different. Let me see if I noticed it when we were going through. It's just darker. It's like a different headlight. That would bug me. Yeah, that's definitely a different lens or something. Actually, you know what? Getting closer, maybe this is the bare plastic. Maybe they didn't paint this part, and you can maybe see like a tape line here where they taped it off. This looks like saggy door struts. This looks like old door struts, but they showed some photos earlier with the doors all the way up. Maybe it has a door launcher, and they opened it and took the photo as they were going up, but I don't see any motion blur, so that's hard to say. They had a full restoration, $20,000 worth of parts. They shouldn't have weak door struts. Maybe it was a door launcher. Look at this interior, is freaking perfect. Obviously, when they did the restoration, seats were something they did. These are not original. These are not original seats. They don't have the wrinkling here that the original seats had, so that's new. Look at these door seals. Look at, they did the split right here. Normally, that's not cut here in the middle. This is all one piece that goes around the whole door. Usually, where you put the cut is like right up here, and you put a little bit of black silicone on it just to seal it up. That's fine. Doesn't really matter. It's down here at the bottom. If it were on the top, that'd be a problem because then it could cause water intrusion, but it's fine. Yeah, it's a great. Oh, look at that. What is that cigarette lighter? Go back. No, I lost it. Oh, there it is. Look at that. That cigarette lighter came out of something else. Looks like it came out of an old Buick or something like that. What is that? Get that out of here. Get that trash out of here. We can get a new one of those. Don't worry about that. Luggage net looks like it's a little bit mangled up. You can get another one of those or just delete it. All right, look at this engine bay. Man, this thing is original. Look, this got the plastic header bottle here. That's not really safe equipment anymore. These systems run at 15 psi, and if that's dry rotted or just years, because the coolant in there is hot. It gets hot when you drive the car, and this gets pressure. The system pressurizes to 15 psi. Get that junk out of here. Get a stainless steel one in here, unless you're just going to use this as like a put this in a collection or not drive it. You need a new one of those. Super clean engine compartment though. It's the original sticker. It's yellowed quite a bit. Yeah, looks good. Original AC compressor. Yeah, just everything. There's you know what? These are the original fuel lines though. What are they? They did all that stuff. They didn't change the fuel lines. Although it looks like the cold start one is not. That's the one. They changed one. Maybe it broke. Huh. Headliner looks amazing. That's probably something they redid when and during that restoration. That looks too good to be original. They got the original radio in there. That looks good. Binnacle looks good. Does it look rewrapped though? I don't know. Oh, you know what? They're missing the rubber boot that goes over the parking brake. Where did that get lost at? Let's get back. September 81. Okay. Look how clean this luggage compartment is. Look at that. That's the thing of beauty there. People are saying this car is not worth $42,900. They're saying it's too high a price for a painted car. Now they're basing that completely off the car has been painted. And I think the reason people get that in their heads is because a lot of times cars have been painted because they're hiding damage. So I guess the question you have to ask yourself is, does the paint take away from the value of the car. There's not damage underneath. I don't think that really it takes away from the value. If it was painted poorly or it's hiding damage, then yeah, absolutely, there's damage. You know, I think this binnacle has been recovered. Oh, yeah, this binnacle has been recovered. Look right here. See that seam right there where it's been sewed? That is a clear sign. And I think this lens has probably been replaced because look how faded that should be red. That should be closer to this color up here. And see that area is probably protected a little bit more from the sun because it's tucked way up there in the top of the binnacle. Look at this. That's sun damage. That's been faded a little bit. I mean, we're talking about a 40-year-old car here. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Hey, look at that cigarette lighter. That's cheesy. Get that out of here. Throw that out. That looks like it came from a car older than the 80s. That's what it looks like. That's like from a car from the 70s or something. At least get something that looks like the 80s. There's a lot of light leak around this. Just an observation. Doesn't really mean anything. But it's still present. A lot of light leak around that climate control panel. Clock's working. That's good. Yeah, everything in here looks really good. Oh, you know what? Let's go back. Look at this. Oh, man. I'm noticing things. This knee pad looks original. See that? There's vertical like striping that's like basically like wrinkles. It's not on the knee pad over here. Look at the texture on this knee pad. Look at that. I think it's been recovered too. I mean, you're getting nice new stuff, but it's not original. All right. It's a one owner car. That's one thing I forgot to mention earlier. Some people like that. The first person that bought it from that Hub Ford, I think they said, in Texas. Frame looks really, really good. Looks like they might have went over this as a protective measure, which is good. That's what you want. Yeah, it's super clean in here. Look at these shocks. Look at the suspension work. Look, there's no brake dust in this wheel. I mean, that's clean. Coolant hoses look good. Yeah. You got your fuel accumulator there. See, this is what you want to see. This is quality frame pictures. Look how clean it is inside there, too. Yeah, they just cleaned the crap out of this thing. Yeah, I think this has been recovered here. This knee pad's been recovered. And if that's been recovered, and the binnacle's been recovered, the dash might have been replaced. I mean, it's all good. I mean, you won't have to do it. You're going to get a nice new looking interior. Oh, look, yeah. A little cosmetic issue right there. Maybe a little something problem right there. It's okay though. Again, we're getting redundant at this point just because they have so many photos. So many photos. Again, original fuel lines, original header bottle. Not the safest things to be driving around with. It's probably okay for a while. I think we talked about this on one of the other cars I talked about. You know, a lot of people are still running those. It's probably not a huge deal. Oh, you know what, though? Remember how I said that the cold start valve looked like it might have been changed? I think it's just lost its insulation. It's just missing the foam that goes around it. You're going to want to change these fuel lines. It won't be original anymore, but it'll be safer. I think there's two options when it comes to replacing the seats. One of them has the original wrinkling in it, and it's a little bit more expensive. I think they went the cheaper route on these. Just saying. Sometimes we get cars for sale, we can't even get one single shot of the frame. These guys have a dozen shots of the luggage net. They want you to know what you're getting into. Look at the detail. Look at the detail on this post. A turn signal lever. Look at that. I don't have a picture of my car of that. Do you know 100% that this car wasn't dented? Or something happened to this at the dealer before they painted it? Are we 100% sure? Are they guaranteeing that? I don't think they're guaranteeing it. So, you know, there is that little bit of doubt. Just a little bit of doubt that there could be something. That's the case no matter what car you're buying. You know, are you ever going to be able to go look at the Delorean and get all the way down into the valley of the engine and make sure there's not block rot in there? Probably not. You know, a seller's not going to let you do that. If you're buying it from DMC, Florida or something, then they probably know. They've probably been in there, and they'll probably be okay giving you a guarantee on that. But if you're buying it from a private person, they might not even know. These cars are full of mysteries. There's gremlins in here that you're going to, you know, at some point, they're going to come up against you. As far as the base car goes, with the interior restoration, you know, I'd say that they're probably in the ballpark. The number might be a little bit high with, you know, there's some work to do. They didn't change the header bottle, the fuel line, so everything's very, very original in there. You know, if everything is, you know, functional and all the mechanicals and all the electricals are in good condition, yeah, DeLorean can be worth $42,900, no problem. Could be worth $55,000, you know, if it's a completely pristine car. Usually it'll take one of the vendors to receive that price because they have the knowledge, they have the know-how to tell you exactly what you're getting, you know, and they've probably gone into the car themselves. They know if there's block rot, they know all that stuff. So, you know, you know what you're getting from a dealer. And when I say that, I mean a DeLorean vendor. All right, so let's take a look at the video of this car. Again, that paint looks super good. Look at that. Oh, I just noticed the driver is wearing a helmet. It's like one of the guys on Top Gear does that. Oh, you know what? Okay. I noticed something. We're going to come back for it, though. Sounds good. Get your DeLorean ears going. Yep, I hear the frequency valve going. Yeah, sounds great. I keep getting distracted by the other cars that are around in this place. Nice. Okay, now they're trying to get me distracted over here. All right, so there was something I noticed. I'm gonna pause it as we go. Look at this. The paint looks super clean, but you gotta understand, with that in person, you're gonna see things that you don't normally see. Look at that. Remember I mentioned that tail light over here is a little bit darker? That's been replaced. I don't know why they couldn't match it up. If I was gonna do that, I'd replace both so they're the same. Oh, looks good. There is a close-up here where I saw maybe the quality of the paint job. Let's see, a little bit. Look right here at this reflection. I'm going to go back and forth. Just a little bit of orange peel happening. Look at it. See that? Let's do it again. Yeah, you can see it if you watch these reflections. One more time. Maybe I can punch in a little bit. A little bit of orange peel. Just a little bit. I want to see him open the door. So remember those saggy door struts? What's going on with those? There's no way this car has saggy door struts if they put all that money into the restoration. It's so, this dealer is remiss if they don't put some proper door struts on this car. If they're trying to get this kind of money for it. I mean, I know it's easy to change. You can buy it and pop them in, but I mean, come on, get them in there. It's not that bad. It's not that hard. I'll also put a link to this video in the description so you can go and listen for yourself. I want to hear what people are saying on the Facebook. This guy shared it. He's in the group. This is on the DeLorean Fanatics Facebook page, by the way. Just whatever you do, don't post about Back to the Future in there. People get pissed. This red DeLorean deserves love. It does. It does. I agree. Somebody else noticed the headlight. They need to fix that headlight. And I think it would sell easier for $40K. So, yeah. Saying, you know, bring the price down just a little bit. Bring it down. This person says, I think if you strip the paint off this one, it may not be as bad as one thinks. Yeah. $43K for a painted one. This guy says that's delusional. I don't know. $30K max, this guy says. I mean, look, that interior was completely refurbished. A lot of the other ones don't have that perfect of an interior that we're seeing around the 30 range. A perfect interior, even if they did go with the cheaper seat coverings. I mean, prices aren't what they used to be. I mean, yeah, 10 years ago, 30 would have got you an amazing car. This is 2019. I've seen DeLoreans pull buku bucks these days. Here's a guy who says, I think it's worth it. keep it until the paint starts wearing out, and then strip it off. Yeah, you could do that. Here's another guy. He said, mine used to look just like this one. Here it is now. And he's got this great photo. See if we can make it bigger. Make it bigger. Yeah, see, he stripped it off. There was no damage underneath. He's got a solid looking car here. And look, all his headlights match too, because he cares. This person says, we know the feeling. Painted D's are underestimated. I think so. If it's not hiding damage, I don't see how it really takes away from the value. This might attract some non-Delorean enthusiast attention. This might attract the attention of some people that aren't the diehard Delorean fans. Maybe haven't even thought about a Delorean. They see this, and it might spark some interest in them. So this could be a good entry point to somebody that's not really ever thought, about our little cars. This guy says not the original radio. It was the original radio, though. So, hey, I think you're wrong about that, sir. And being named Craig, I think you should know that. That was an original Craig radio. We expected a controversy with this one. We knew it was coming. It was doomed from the start. If you watch this, make sure you give us a like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that stuff. Help me out, man. Just do it. We're going to put this car up full screen so you guys can all get a good look at it. And let's take the controversy to the comments. If you think a painted Delorean is blasphemy, let us know. If you think it looks pretty rad, let us know that too. The decision is up to you and whoever decides to put an offer in on this car. And we'll see you next time.